Some say it's all about 1925 and beyond. The podcast. KC 100 year celebration with Pete A. Kennedy and Marlon A. Kennedy.
Welcome, it's the 1925 and Beyond podcast. I'm your co-host, Pete A. Kennedy. I am here with co-host Marlon A. Kennedy, and I keep telling you guys, it gets richer and richer as we celebrate KC 100-year birthday, and today we have a special guest. Man, I'm excited to hear the story, but before we get to the guest, we always have to drop the credits. I went to Kingston College between the year 1992 and 1995, played course 93, 94, 194, and 95 moved on to Manning Cup. But like you've heard from all the stories, my KC journey didn't end there. But before we talk about me, let's make sure we get to the guest. Co-host, big brother, Marlon A. Kennedy. Talk to our crowd.
Thank you, Pete. Welcome everyone again to another episode of 1925 and Beyond. Co-host Marlon Kennedy also attended KC from 1986 to 1993, and I played cricket and captain at all levels whilst at KC. It's indeed a pleasure again to have another distinguished guest with us.
Yes.
Our guest today was highly recommended. We did an interview with the great Helen Douglas, and she spoke about so many KC old boys that have contributed, and she made specific mention to this Fortis brother that we have here today, Mr. Raffic Shaw. And we'll get into the details with Raffic as well. So Raffic, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Fortis brother, welcome. All right, Raffic, in true fashion of this podcast, we ask our distinguished guests to start their story off by telling us, a bit about themselves for their time before KC, and then we transition into the KC story.
All right. I think maybe it's the same for a lot of us. Come from very humble beginnings. I came from the Central Kingston area, which is very close to KC, walking distance to KC. Particularly, I lived at 3 distance street. Lived with my mother with 5 siblings, one room. I always tell my friends that, it's kind of unbelievable to them that you have no electrical appliance inside that room. Right? It was one bed and stuff. So, it was very, very humble beginning. And one of the things I always say to people is that at that time I didn't know anybody before than me. Right? But I had ambition and stuff, and unfortunately, did my common entrance like everybody else, and I got into Kingston College. There are two of the most important things in my life. It's like they found me. But the truth of the matter is that I did not pick for KC.
We were going to ask, okay.
I did not pick for KC, and that is the truth of the matter. And I don't think you'll find a more KC man than me. But at the end of the day, I remember the day when common entrance results came out, and my aunt, she was looking in the schools that I picked for. In those days, the results would come out in the Gleaner.
Yeah.
And look, in the first school that I picked for, didn't.
So tell what the school them, no? Which schools?
No.
Yeah, man, tell what the school them, man. It's all right, man. You have some grades we pick for the Calabar, and you have some
the Georges and the GSC
and Excelsior. We say the one they crack out.
Not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. The thing about it that at the time, I was influenced by my community. Because I was influenced by my community. It's not like it's my decision, but just influenced by
and that's most people's story.
Right.
True.
You don't really know. You're not selecting for yourself. You get me?
Yeah.
That's the case. So there were some schools in the community that were loved by the people in the community. Let me put it that way, right? But as I said, there are two.
So Georges.
There are two important things. That
can't dry him out, Pete.
Yeah, try out in the Kansas Central Kingston.
I decided from before the podcast that I was not gonna say. I'm not gonna give any credit to any other school.
But
you get me? I'm not gonna give any credit to any other school. I'm a KC man, true and true.
That's all right. I like it. That from that perspective, then we love it.
Not giving any credit to any other school. I remember just not to digress, but I remember once I went up to Woolman's, right? So one of the things I do with my mathematics that I produce solution booklets. So I went up there. A teacher up there showed expressed some interest, and I went to, introduce her to the material and stuff. So a gentleman that knows me from the track and field scene, because I'm a part of the program. I work with the program. So I'm out there and asked me if I was there to have my son transferred. The woman, me say, you're crazy. And KC still exists, your man. That is like blasphemy.
Why?
Here to have my son transferred to KC. I mean, I didn't have a son or anything like that at the time, but still, you get me?
Yeah.
But it was like crazy for him to ask me that. To me, there was just no other school. There's no other place, you get me? But as I was saying before, things seem to select me, right? And two of the things that selected me was really KC's one, but also mathematics and the teaching of mathematics. I was at KC, I was kind of fortunate and blessed to have a good maths teacher.
Yeah.
He was a Mr. Bramwell.
Yeah.
He was also a Mr. Patrick Samuda.
Mm-hmm.
Bramwell came to me one day and said, you're good in maths, and so on, and should consider teacher. I said, oh, me, you're mad? No, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher maths. You understand me?
Yeah.
Lo and behold is my favorite, and I mean, I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
When it came to KC, I did not select KC, and KC basically selected me. And I tell you, say, for me, it's the best and most important thing that has ever happened in my life.
Wow.
Yes, and I tell you, the day when I looked in the green and I saw my name on a KINGSTON College, I feel like even though I think that must have been the happiest day of my life when I saw that I actually got into KC. I mean, maybe
And why? So since we're not going to talk about the other the schools you selected, but why you felt such a joy seeing your name under KC? Here I'm thinking you didn't select the school.
Oh, well, first, at that point, I think I was just happy to pass.
Okay. Got it.
Pass. You get me? I say, and passing for KC was almost like a bailout for me. I was, just
got it. Yes. All right.
But then, like anybody else, I got into KC, man, and I mean, I don't think anybody can feel love. Oftentimes when I do the things that I do, at KC, they ask me to do stuff sometimes, and I do it, and I do it, and people can't believe that I'm doing it for free. And the hours that I give and the commitment that I give, people just feel like you're doing to get back something. That's what I said to them, it's my school. That's just as simple as that. It is my school. You get me? I could not be anywhere near where I am today if it was not for that institution. You get me? KC has blessed me in so many ways, and maybe we can talk about in some of the specific ways.
Yes, man.
You get me as we go. It's my school. That's what I say to them. Asking them, why do this? Why do so much? Have to do something, and what they get, they didn't expect so much. And it's my school. It's my school.
What year you started KC, Raffic?
83.
83.
I left in 99. And I can tell you, I went to at 7 years. I never absent 1 year.
Never
absent 1 year. KC was my.
What you say?
7 years, never absent. There's no absent on my record. That's one of the reasons why Miss Douglas will pick me up, because she remembers that.
Wow.
7 years, never absent and leave.
So all when you're sick, you go school?
Sick, no lunch money majority of the time. No lunch money, no, but I'm heading to school. KC was my way. I came from a volatile community. Everything that is volatile, I experienced.
That is
7 years.
Astonishing, my brother.
Yeah, man. 7 years. Miss Douglas will tell you. 7 years, never absent. Right through. You get me? That's the love that I had for the institution. If you want to pull my way from home. I tell you something more.
Wow.
I could not. I'll tell you before I get here. So I was anonymous student, first form to the third form. Doing my thing, going classes, dabbling around some football here and there. Just anonymous student. I mean, making the performance list, not necessarily the top of the list, but somewhere around there. KC have blessed me. I remember guidance counselor. And he said to mention some people who have left you know, mark on my life. It is real. I mean, somebody I reach out even not from time to time. Just to say thanks and what I'm doing. It came out of our office one day. I didn't even know that this lady was me person. But Raffic, remember, they're looking to Raffic, and know that you are poor. Tell people this all the time. Know that you are poor, and I'm going to do everything that I can to help you. That's what the lady said.
Wow.
You do not. And when that gave me such a motivation that I moves. Start with a different level of study that very same day.
Yeah. It give you a level of confidence knowing that somebody out there push you, you
That's
know?
what he said to me. And she did take steps to help me. I got my hand and some welfare program, staff program, and so on. And you know, just gave me the thing to motivate and to just go hard.
So Raffic, what happened not to cut you? You see, because you're using the earpiece, and when you get excited and you move, sometimes we don't hear it. So probably you can put it closer to you because the story is so rich, right? I would just want to make sure that the audience is hearing you clearly. So you said this was guidance counselor Miss Samuda, just to get it.
Samuels.
Miss Samuels. Okay. Yeah, I don't want you to hold it, because we're going to talk. I just want you to realize as you move that yeah.
Just approach me.
So Raffic, just let it go, Raffic, because when you hold it so close, it echoes. Yeah, man, just go and talk.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I know that you're poor, and I'm gonna do everything.
Wow.
You get me?
Wow.
Started to study. Went home and I started to study, and I mean, I just got serious about my work. I started to want to get all the high grades, and you know, just became purposeful for me. I remember I used to play a lot of football and whatever, and I basically part that I put it down. I became like a bookworm. And you know, it just transformed me to the point where even the entire school population realized that I was that person. Started to give us assistance in the classes. That's where the whole teaching thing came from.
Yeah.
I would go and try to teach my classmates, and then I remember there was a time I couldn't study in the library. I go in the library, students would actually form a line, with the work for me to help them solve maths questions, solve physics questions, just subject accounting, what have you. You know, the students would just line up and ask me for help. But when it took to the point where I became very, very popular in the school. One citizenship award 1 year. Another year I won a public spirit award at KC. I became popular for that. You get me? Helping students, in particular with the maths. And so I said that's what the maths found me. So that was the transformation. No, I could not study at home because of the environment and electrical appliances and stuff. Believe it or not, I used to study at KC right through the night till the morning, especially on a weekend night on Friday. I would stay at KC from Friday night for the right through the night, Saturday, for the right through till Sunday, and then go home. And go home Sunday evening to go back to school Monday.
Yes.
And your mother wasn't concerned about you being away from home and them things.
You know that I'm a KC study.
Okay.
Sometimes she would come and like bring some food for me. I might walk home and get some food. Right? And then soon after that, I had two friends who joined a guy by the name of Michael, and you know, a doctor, and another Shaw, brother Shaw. No, not a brother, right? And we was at KC and study right through the night. And it was the watchman who would open up the teachers' lunch first. So we could use the teachers' lunch. You get me? I remember the mango tree there in the night, so we get hungry, we just climb the mango tree and feed all the way out and get some more bread.
Wow.
Yeah, man, go feel sleepy, you just go and walk around the field and have a jog or a race around the field and wake up and feel. But I tell you, man, we used to go and stay take a hard. I mean, these clothes that I'm in town have to set to the when I went to the university, this part of the
So before you move to your university story there,
Wow.
Raffic,
Wow.
there's something we want to make sure we catch as well, you know? So, because we want to know what area, even though you were doing math, were you arts or were you sciences?
I was sciences.
Sciences.
Right.
Yeah.
But my friend who was in accounting, Raffic Shaw,
Uh-huh.
to do accounts. Just because I was just in here. Because that time you're poor, you don't know if you do it before I'm not poor.
Mhm.
Going to think I just think for engineering.
Yeah.
No, let me do accounts too. Just in case you know to piggyback on this account. It was I do it in Jamaica. But I did get through to do them. I basically got academic scholarship. I got two academic scholarships.
Full scholarship.
Yeah, one from DNG and one from Stormy.
Okay.
With no way to university. And also I would get all the grants that were available at university. I maintain the top position in terms of the academic performance. So I would win all the bursaries and grants every year. So, that's how I found my way. Also actually started teaching while I was at KC, extra class. So what happened in 1988? Remember 1988 when there was Gilbert, right?
Gilbert, yeah.
Right. So in September when I came back to school, this was after I did my CXC, right? And GC, CXC, Maths, English, and GC Sciences was in GC
Yeah.
at the time. And I remember there was a teacher who could not come to school at start of school as some dissertation at Gilbert. So people asked me to sit in that class for until he was able to come back. And I fell in love with teaching, and the boys fell in love with me teaching.
Yeah, yeah.
So even after that, they asked me to start teaching them on a Saturday. So
And this was maths as well, still maths.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in lower sixth form at the time. I started to teach the classes on Saturday, and they would come and they would pay. I don't remember the money, but some small amount of money. But plenty money for me as a poor man still.
Yeah.
And the class grew. A lot of people started to come to class, and it grew and became successful. It was something that I carried through when I went to university. I mean, I would go to lecture today. I would learn what the lecture taught today. I would leave the lecture paper, go home, do my own research, practice questions, whatever, what have you, and so get myself up to speed with topic.
Yeah.
And then the same night, I would go on campus, and the entire class would come on campus for me to teach them. What we learned.
What within the class?
Same day.
What we learned the same day. Because what happened at the time?
Yeah, Raffic.
Yeah, man, we have lecturers from India and so on, and so the English language wasn't clear.
Yeah.
It was to the point where some of my classmates did not want to come to regular class. Well, I said, no, man, Raffic, go and teach it then. I have to come class to man.
Yeah.
I had a friend at the time, he was very good at taking notes. All right, you take all the notes, and I would just
sit down and take it in.
Yeah.
Lecturer saying, and I will take his notes now and study and thing. And then go back
See the teamwork
and deliver it to the class. And so that's where the skill for teaching develop, and the passion for teaching. And I tell you,
wow.
I go as hard as I used to go as a student. I go that hard as a teacher. And that is where the success as a teacher comes. No, remember, I work otherwise, and I leave work every day. I'm currently working at Grace Kennedy.
You're working where?
Grace Kennedy right now.
Grace Kennedy, okay.
And I leave work every evening and go straight into the classroom for another 4 or 5 hours. Every evening after work. Monday to Friday. Also teach Saturday and Sunday. So I'm teaching every day.
Wow.
So how was it for you during the COVID pandemic period? You converted to online teaching? How was that for you?
Got some results, but it was not.
His video. Hold on a second, Sir Raffic. Your video is frozen for me. Is he frozen for you, Marlon?
No.
And I'm seeing myself clear as well.
So what's going on with me here?
You pay your electricity bill, man, them come cut off your light in a big man.
I'm not, he's frozen for me.
Your Wi-Fi legit, and your neighbor Wi-Fi I use?
But me, I hear you clearly. And when he speaks, I hear him, but the video is just
You want to come out and come back?
sure, let me try that.
But who's recording? He's recording or you're recording?
I'm co-host, so it will continue.
Oh, it will continue to record.
It shouldn't shut off,
Oh,
right,
see him
Pete?
come back now. See him come back now. He came back now. I don't know what happened.
Back?
Don't know what happened. Yeah, it came back. All right,
All
sorry
right,
about
so-
that. Mhm.
So we'll just ask the question again, Raffic.
Mhm.
So how was it for you when you adjusting to the COVID pandemic period with online teaching?
Right. So it was not the best. And I get some results. The results were still better than the rest. Let me put it that way. The results are it's better than the rest. I mean, if you go hard, that's gonna be the case. You get me?
Yeah.
You know, you're better than most. But it was not the same because one of the keys to the success for me with students and in the classroom is a connection that I have with the students. The
Yes.
close connection that I have with the students.
Yeah.
And what I remember about COVID is that one of the things I normally do, I normally visit the students on the morning of exam.
Mm-hmm.
Students from all over, all different schools, female schools, boys schools, all over and things like that. From my point of view, it's different. I remember.
Hold on, Raffic. Hold a second. Hold a second. You hearing him clearly, Pete?
No, same thing happening. It's static.
Yeah. Could catch it back. Say something now, Raffic. Make we hear you.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Go ahead now. Just say.
Yeah.
Start
The
about
morning after the exam, you visit the kids.
We're not hearing any sound now.
You touch something on your
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
You put
yes,
out the
yes.
earpiece. Yeah.
I'll do it this way. All right. Right. So I'm saying on that particular morning after those COVID classes, when I visited the students, there was just this, it's almost like they were strangers to me. Right? There was no connection. And usually I would
Okay.
embrace my
yeah.
students and
Yeah.
you got this and whatever.
Yeah.
That was not there. And that was the difference with COVID. You get me? And I said to myself, this online thing just cannot work. So even though when the online option is much easier for me as a teacher, because anyway you can have a class.
Yeah.
You don't get the same result, you don't get the connection, you don't get the belief, you don't have the students wanting to do it for you. Because so a lot of the time students are successful when they want to
Yes,
do
yes.
for the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That is how COVID affected me and my program, that there was a disconnect. And so for now I kind of really dislike the online modality. So I still pair it in my program now because it gives me volume of work, but I ensure that there's also a vast amount at the majority of the time.
Space to face.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So do you, because I know when you speak about math, are you focused on the CSEC CAPE, or do you also, because a lot of our student athletes prepare for SATs as well, do you go into that level of math as well for them?
No, because I don't have the time. Because
Okay.
all my time is consumed with the CSEC, the additional math, and the pure maths.
Pure maths.
Right?
Okay.
Right. So, and that is where you have the bulk of the students wanting the support and the help. So I do give help to so I want to tell you, after I came back from university, I started teaching at KCN. In fact, I was working in Montego Bay with Shell Company at the time. And I would drive to Kingston every Saturday and Sunday every Sunday to have a Sunday class. Get the class on Sundays because it was at the time mainly designed to give support to the track athletes and the footballers.
Okay.
Right? And those classes used to be for free. I used to actually teach them for free for many years. So it used to be that once you're doing sports in KC, you could come to my class for free.
Hold 1 second, Raffic. Hold 1 second. I get a call. I'm supposed to do something for the KC cadet. Hello?
Okay.
Down at KC? You're going to the Elliston Road, the small side on Elliston Road, not North Street. Ask some Major, Peter, and Gray. Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, I get some filing cabinet delivered for the cadets because I think them have inspection.
They have
today start.
inspection. I see
Yeah,
them
3
there.
o'clock. Yeah.
I was there last night and I saw them there practicing and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Right.
All right, sorry. Go ahead now. This Saturday, Sundays with the athletes.
Yeah, man. So I would drive from Montego Bay on weekends just to have those classes, right? And it used to be for free. Once you're doing sports at KC, it used to be for free. You could come to the class for free. And I eventually extended it to the community. So once you're attending a school within the community, like Camperdown, Alpha Cannabis, and George's College, Kingston Technical, even over by
Holy Trinity.
Trinity, yes. You could come to the class once you are involved in sports, right? That was
So how did you get that word out to the
just word of mouth. Just word of
Okay.
mouth. The fact of the matter is that my program is one that I've never ever had to advertise. Just word of mouth, you know.
Best, man. The best marketing.
Just pass on the word because I know that I really am committed to the success of the students. Right? So it's just word of mouth. And so I'm kind of known a lot for that, even though, you know, there are a lot of other things that I'm involved in the school because, for example, I work closely with the track team, especially at Champs. Used to be a day-to-day on a day-to-day basis in the past. But you know, you have to give way to some of the younger, enthusiastic boys and stuff. So I really know I'm like the logistics man for the team at Champs.
At Champs.
Work out the logistics for the team at Champs and also, you know, the pep talks that will have the athletes competing and know where they are, do all the calculations to see where the Champs is heading and stuff, and give them a true sense of, you know, where they're at and what they need to do, you know, to be successful at Champs. So, you know, that's one of the things that I do, apart from teaching, you know. And any other support that I am asked to give. So for example, when they have like you know, like study camps and so on, you know, I'm one of the resource teachers that I can call on who's not working directly with the school, you know, but I will go and give my support in that aspect as well. Yeah.
So well, I had a question, or just let me know. But was there, and I know as we go back and forth between KC University and you're working now, and apart from the guidance counselor, Miss Samuels, was there anyone else that left a lasting impression on you whilst you were there? Any other student, old boy, and why was that?
So let me tell you now, sometimes
And hold on, Raffic, before you answer,
yes.
all old boys, I tell them, say, you have the right for the clear, say you're going to leave some man name off, so please, them not hold it head and kill you. Good, all right.
No problem. But the thing about it, I'm not going to call that old boy name right now. All right, so I mentioned Miss Samuels to you already.
Yeah.
Right? He's like at the top of my list.
Yeah.
You get me? Sometimes when I check Miss Samuels now, she said, "What did I do? I was just doing my job." I say, "Your job was more than a job for me. What it did for me." You get me? So I mentioned a guy by the name of Pooh.
Flower. Yeah.
Flower used to make sure say me get something to eat every day from the canteen.
Yeah.
You get me? I don't know how Flower do it, but Flower, my dad KC, first farm to third farm at Melbourne in Papa. In my dad's school, Flower make me get a patty, cocoa bread, and a juice. You get me? Flower do that for me for 3 years. Him and a lady named buying Miss V. They used to run the canteen. Right? And they used to always make sure say me get that. Because me I tell you, I could not afford these things. I remember said patty cocoa bread and juice, orange juice. It was the top meal at the time.
Yeah, man, that can
People,
hold you.
yeah, and people never know say it's flour and Miss V used to make me get that.
Yeah.
Get me? And the next person I mentioned him earlier is Indian, because Indian used to open up and
Yeah.
allow me to use the teacher's lounge.
Yeah.
Understand me to study.
The
You
study,
get me?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
these are some persons where really, you can't forget these. You can't forget these people because you could not gain what you gain without them.
Them never, yep.
Yeah, they had my
Success is
back. They
never
had my back.
alone, man.
Yeah, and these are persons, you just and what it does, it allows you and it teaches you the sense of giving and helping and just want to give. That's why I said to you earlier, when people ask me, oh you do so much or how you want to do so much and you do it so willingly. They don't have a clue what you have gotten.
Yeah.
Because of what I've gotten. I tell people I can never ever repay KC. Can't repay KC. Get me? I say can never ever. No matter
I,
what you do for KC, you can
I
never
will
repay.
say it for the record, Mr. Shaw. It is all right. We don't want to know the two school, and we're good with that. We're good with that. You
Yeah,
understand?
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man,
Yeah,
we're good
man.
with that. The
Yeah, man. Big time.
KC chose you, and
Yes,
that's
man.
all it is. Let's
Yeah,
keep
man.
that one for the record.
But as
Yeah,
a
man.
as
My
a
gosh.
mathematician, Raffic,
Oh my
do
gosh.
you keep count of your successes, as in how many passes you have at the various levels, or you just go through on a day thing?
No, man, it's something you have a track and you compare it with others. I would say I'm over 90%. I'm over 90%, and the quality of my passes. It's not just the numbers it's not just the passes, it's the quality of your passes.
Yeah.
The majority of my students get the higher grades. That's
The
the
ones.
nice thing. The
Ones and
yeah.
twos.
Yes, the majority of them get the ones and the twos. I tell you something. I'm gonna say this. I feel like a lot of the times it's not that other teachers can get the same success, right? But what happens is that sometimes the school system and the school restrictions, they don't allow for that flexibility that means to maneuver to gain the success that you want.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's almost like within the school sometimes you are guided by a certain way. You have to stick to that way. You can't depart from that way, because sometimes what it is, you might discover a student or two that need you to depart from the standard way.
Out of the box approach.
Out of the box approach for them.
Yeah.
So the school kind of restrict you in that way. So I know that there are a lot of good teachers within the school, even within KC. I know that KC is blessed with good teachers. You get me? Our math standard is high. I think we had gotten up to over 90%. It is COVID that's kind of set us back.
And can I tell you as well, to Raffic,
yes.
I agree with you, because from a personal note, my daughter, when she was preparing for C-Sec, she was struggling with math. And it's the same at KC. Me go with the math teacher, Peter and grade at the cadets. And she carry my daughter stepping at the C-Sec and I beat her chest.
Exactly.
You understand? So I agree with you. We have quality teachers there, and they're dedicated as well. And as you say, just some of them are restricted with what the system requires.
The system requires, and that's one of the reasons why because I used to teach in the system one time. I used to teach in the system within the schools. I taught at KC, but it should be like an extra teacher, right? Private teacher. So you come in and take a class and you go, you're not full time, part time. And there was one year where I could not get to do the things that I wanted to do. For example, the class time is limited, right? The class times is like maybe 1.5 hours, but the exam you're preparing for is 2 hours 40 minutes. Right? And what would happen, for example, is that student in an exam would shut off after 1.5 hours. Because that's what they used all the days. So I make sure that the length of my classes are at
similar
least the exam, right? By preparing them for that. So you have to simulate that.
Yeah, then get used to sitting down that long and focus and push through.
Focus,
Good.
So that's one of the limitations that's going. That's why I choose not to teach within the school system. You get me? For that, because of the limitations in there. But KC is blessed with good teachers. I can tell you that, because I know them personally. And as I said, they are dedicated and they want good results and they care. And that is what you want from your teachers. You want them to care. You get me? And once you get that, then the students will come along, they will care as well, and the results will come.
So Raffic, so you love math and you start teach it. As I hear you talk, Raffic, I remember we spoke to, who we talked to, Pete? I think Warrell Hibbert, the principal of stats, tell us that, Marlon, let me tell you something. The man said, it's once you start teach, you can't come out time. It does draw you in, so not your work. And I getting that passion from you as well, Raffic, and I can appreciate it, you know. So what he said has resonated with me now with what you're saying, you know. And I really but now that I want to lean towards now, how have you converted or created a business out of it? Because I know you love it, and I figure you eat a small food too. So taking on that business part of it now. Because I think you write books and them thing that one them stuff there.
We do some of that, but as I say, I mean, I still have a substantive earning in my profession.
Yeah, man, I know that.
I trading, right? So, you know, so I mean, you charge, and you give a reasonable charge for what you offer, because I know that I give far more in terms of what I offer to what I charge. But that's it. I mean, you charge a fee for the classes, and you know, that's about it. You know, so I wouldn't say business like that.
You see, I respect your humility, Raffic. So I'm not going to push it. So the next thing though is from a professional standpoint, because you went into engineering. Could you tell us what year of engineering and how has that aspect of your life been going in terms of your professional standpoint?
I would say going good. I did mechanical engineering. And the funny thing again is that I've not really practiced the true sense of mechanical engineering because of the companies that I end up working in. I want to tell you, I had 3 job offers before I got my degree because I was top of the class. Right, and it was just a matter for me to select one coming out of university. I selected Shell Company. And Shell Company, as you know, was a petroleum fuel distribution company. Right, I got one of the depots to run, and
coming out of university.
So
that lean towards the management aspect of things as well.
Management aspect. So that's basically my work all these years. It's basically some management roles.
Leadership role,
Your leadership role. But one of the thing, and I think it's sort of piggyback on the math, is that within the companies. Hello?
Pete, you still there?
Yes, hold on. I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
Your camera?
It happened. I reboot this morning, you know. 1 second. Yeah, a second, guys. It just recognize the camera. Yeah, I think we have to go stop.
There you go. We have the
wires. Yeah, I guess got through my travel and bend up the wire them. I have to go wrap. Yeah.
You need some new cable.
No problem. Yeah, man. So what I was saying is like you know, the whole
management.
Management, but also the solution of problems, right?
Okay.
So it's like within the organizations that I work, you know, it's like they see me as a problem solver, kind of. You know, so some of the biggest problems that exist within the organization that, you know, people tend to shy away from. You know,
we take them on.
Yeah, we take them on and solve them. You know, we just take them on, solve them. You get to me? I remember when I was working at Shell, I was the depot supervisor working at the fuel depot. And there was also the aviation side at the airport, right? The company was responsible for refueling the aircrafts. There were two managers there, a manager and a supervisor there at the time. So these companies, they go through a lot of audits, right? And there was a safety operations audit that was done at the airport operation. Remember, I'm working at the depot, and they did this audit at the aviation depot. And the audit was so bad that they gave the company a mandate, or this basically set an ultimatum and say, look here, you have to take drastic action. You have to do something drastic, otherwise we're going to close on this operation. And when I went to work the morning to my station, they said to me, Raffic, pack up your stuff. You're now the superintendent at the airport. Go over to the airport and take over. Overnight. Just like I've never worked in the airport before. Right? And I went over there. Just leave my post and say you're no longer working here. That was their solution. You're no longer working at the depot. You're now the aviation superintendent. Overnight, I went to work and that was it. I'm going to just pack up my stuff and just go straight to the airport to take over the operation. And then they started to basically lay out all the things that were wrong that had to be fixed within 6 months. Otherwise, they're going to shut down the operation. And the auditors, they were from England. They were gonna come back and they were gonna see what the progress was. So they would come back intermittently. And the very first visit, which was a month later, everything was fixed and turned around. Everything was fixed and turned around. The man couldn't believe it. The man said, oh, you do this. Oh, you do this. You can't believe. Oh, you do it. You get me? And they basically adapted the model and took it to the shell company in Barbados, the model that I created there. They took it to Barbados. That's kind of been the trend. Almost every company that I've gone to. Another thing, is that I've never resigned from a company. For some reason, closures and redundancies tend to follow me. For some reason, I don't know why. Because Shell came out of Jamaica, right? And that's how I basically discontinued working at Shell. Because Shell came out of Jamaica, and through recommendation, never to apply for a job. Through recommendation.
For the record, Raffic, Grace is one of my favorite food company. No matter with it.
No man. Grace is here to stay, man. Grace is here to stay. Grace is here to stay. But I basically got another job at Jamaica Ethanol Processing Limited. Right. And that was just through recommendation from persons who were at Shell.
Sure, yeah.
Started working there. They had some issues as well that basically plagued the community, because this would give us some high smelling fumes and so on, and basically fix that. Just fix that. You get me? That's a problem that for many, many years, and basically re-engineer the plant and stuff and get rid of that problem. You get me? Then that company now came out of Jamaica again. EDNF man, the ethanol processing plant, another redundancy. Right?
Growth, man, you build them up and them just leave, man.
Yeah,
Look
you
for
get
them.
me? Another redundant. It's just business. It's just
Business, yeah.
You get me? And then I ended up basically at Grace Kennedy, right? And it's the same sort of stuff, there are some problem areas and stuff, and the GM tend to say, boy, Raffic, look at that for me, and so you can and generally fix them.
How long have you been at Grace Kennedy now?
5 years.
Okay.
5 years. 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been in this role for 5, because it's 7 years. Because there was another company that Grace Kennedy acquired, and I came across with that company.
Okay.
And then I've been coming to Grace Kennedy now. Basically, my portfolio was shifted. So that is it. So yeah, 5, 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good. All right. So Raffic, again, I really can appreciate the work that you're doing. I appreciate that time that you take out for us as well, too, and all of that, and the work that you continue to do. So in true fashion of this podcast, we always ask our guests to do 2 things. 1, wish KC happy 100, and 2, just leave a positive message for the students, current students, the teachers, administrators there, Yellow Flower, I don't know, Indian still alive?
Yeah, man, Indian's still alive,
Okay.
man.
Okay, man.
Wow.
We'll Flower every now and again.
Yeah,
Big up
man,
who
yeah,
you
man.
can big up and thing, and then
Yeah.
we'll take it from there. Thanks.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I want to wish KC, happy 100. I think I'm a part of it because I helped helped to deliver champs. I feel
Yes,
like I helped
yes,
to deliver
yes,
Of
champs,
course.
right? Because I'm a part of that program, and that's all a
yes,
part of the gifts for our
yes.
centenary. So we're basically looking towards penny relays now, I can tell you, because we have won the 4x400 meters at penny relays 3 years in a row, 3 years straight. And we're really looking forward to a fourth straight, which is unprecedented. That's the next big thing for the track team, really, right? Penny relays this year. So that will also be another gift or another achievement for the centenary.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to say to all boys who might be looking at this podcast is that we are asked to give our best contribution to KC ever. Right? I've already gone and I've done my contribution, right? And I'm encouraging everybody to go and do your best contribution that you can make ever. I really, really believe that it will go a far way.
Yeah,
I'm there every day and I see what it takes to run the school.
yeah,
You get me? Want to take the opportunity, as I say, big up somebody. I want to big up the principal, Mr. Myrie. Mr. Myrie
yes.
not ordinary.
Yep, for real.
Yeah,
For
Mr.
real.
Mr.
I agree with
Myrie
that
is
100.
Mr. Myrie is a class act. Class act. And I can tell you, KC is blessed to have Mr. Myrie at this time when he
Yes,
took 100.
yes,
You get me? I
yes,
said because
yes,
I can tell you he's the type of person who will ensure that all those deliverables are delivered. Right? I can tell
yeah,
you that.
yeah,
He's a person that I admire.
yeah.
I work with
Myself.
him. Yeah, I work closely with him. I want to tell you, the Youngster Goldsmith meet, which is a fundraiser for KC, is me, myself, and him run that meet along with
The one we had the other day with the prep school and primary
Yeah.
school
No,
kids.
man, the high school.
High school, okay.
Youngster Goldsmith Classics.
Okay.
The KC meet. We've been doing it now for about 26 years.
Okay.
And I'm the person who organizes that meet as well every year. You get me? For KC. And as me and Mr. Myrie sit down and plan that meet along with Ricky Martin
Yeah.
and Miss Clark who works in the office there. You get me? And me I tell you, working with Mr. Myrie, you see, him not normal.
Yeah,
You
man.
get me?
Yeah, man. Level of
Right.
excellence, man.
Also work with Mr. Myrie with respect to the Puma contract that KC has for the track team. Right? Myself and him, we are the ones who basically talked with Puma. And so I'm also involved in that respect. In fact, when KC first got an apparel contract with Nike, I was a person, myself and Lennox Graham, were the person who sat down with Nike to basically, work out that contract. And then we transitioned over to Puma. And I've been involved there as well all this time. Right. So in terms of centenary celebration, with Mr. Myrie involved and also the chairman and stuff, these persons are serious about what they're doing. I'm
Yes.
confident that
Yes.
what we intend to achieve will be achieved. And I just want to repeat that I'm asking all old boys to go
Yes.
and make your best contribution ever. You get me? So I want to big up Pooh Flower. You get me? The man that make me eat enough food at KC.
Yes,
You get me?
Pata your cocoa bread and your juice.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
tell her.
man. Yeah, man. I want to big up Indian no longer at the school. Pooh no longer at the school, but he ventures there from time to time.
Yeah.
Because them man they give me a place to study when I was at school. I want to big up Miss V. Miss V is no longer alive, but big her up in spirit. You get me? Want to mention a great man by the name of Larky. Works with the sports department, right? Lackland Able. Them man they no normal either. Them man they basically support the sports department. He's there. He works with every program. All the little support that the program needs, he's there to give it. You know what I mean? Physical support. He's there. For the water, he glues the uniform for the team, the balls. Them support that.
Yeah, man. They
It's
really
so
help.
important. You get me? I say, yeah, lucky. You go and pick up the food where it is to be picked up. Go with the driver. take home the boys, make sure the boys reach home and all of that. Right? That's Mr. Larklang Abel. He's involved in every sporting activity. I want to big up Mr. Abel as well. You know, want to big up a couple guys, old boys, who, you know, basically me and them sit down at Champs every year and do all the numbers, and we are the ones who write up the protest on behalf of KC when they want to disqualify a team member and stuff. Glenroy Morgan,
Yeah.
Gregory Sparling, and Gregory Samuels. And there's also Mr. Pusey. We sit down at Champs every year, and you know, we are the ones who kind of, you know, back KC and defend. We don't want to disqualify people and protest and just make sure that everything is going according to plan. Yeah, so
Rules and regulations and things.
yeah, we are the ones who look at the rules and see if there are any violations and try to counter the organization and challenge in the disqualification that they might want to do and so on. You get me? Yes, Pete. Just want to take this opportunity as well to mention Mr. Maurice Ware.
Yes.
When they fight the battle with us at Champs, when it comes to the protests and all them things, like anything that moves, Maurice is on it. You get me?
Man.
Fight for KC to the T. You get me? So along with myself, Morgan, Sparling, Gregory, Samuels and so on, yeah, Maurice is like one of them man there. The man there, not anything moves.
Yes.
In opposite, anything moves in opposition to KC, he is on it.
Yeah,
man. That's why I make sure to make that mention as well.
And we're not surprised in Raffic because we actually interviewed Maurice as well. And I tell you, Maurice got very emotional about KC. The man got teary-eyed, and voice started crack up. And me have to hold the team. I have to suppress it as a big man. Come here and say, me can't ball with Maurice. Maurice alone ball. You understand?
Me never have a problem. Me never have a problem cry with him. Trust me.
Drop the tears and pull it on my nose when I talk to Maurice, man. But yes, I agree. Thank you.
So definitely.
We love a school, man. We love a school. That's why KC flourishing. They love where people have. People can't understand it. They love, genuine love. The people we have with school. People can't understand it, and you know, KC will always be successful and will continue to be successful just because of that genuine love. And it's not no play a fake thing. It's a genuine love. People just can't understand it, but you know, it's one of them things you have to feel to know. You can't know unless you feel it yourself.
I want to tell you as well, you know much away we guess them, the old boys them come and say, boy, them apologize to their wife and pick me, but not beat KC love.
Not beat KC.
Me man say, boy, dear, I'm sorry, you know, but I best 7 years of my life.
But you know what's funny? With their champs, you know. And as we sit down, one lady in one green and black, I go on away, you know. And she'll go on, and when we look, she'll wear the 100 band. When we look, our husband comes sit on side her now and KC shirt. She quiet. A KC she a chafe, she said me just a go on a little mouth a man, but a KC me married to, but you know, that's how the thing go, you know.
Yeah, our son did go JC.
And our son participated for JC, so it was a mix.
So she mix up.
Yeah, man, it was funny.
In terms of an advice to the school, to the teachers, to the students, I would say, you know, don't settle. Let us not settle. You know, we must aim for the maximum at all times, maximum and full potential at all times. And, you know, we do whatever it takes to achieve it. You get me? I say, whatever it takes to achieve the maximum result. Even, I mean, exam results is a big thing, right? And I would say, you know, we go all out to achieve maximum result at all time. I'll give you an example. So while in other programs, students might be doing 1 or 2 mock exams. In my program, students do at least 24 mock exams. While in other programs, in preparation for the multiple choice, they might be doing 5 past papers in multiple choice. I'm doing 35 and 40 with my students. Yeah. You get me? So I'm saying let us not settle. When we find that a student as a weakness, we could pull him, put a plan in place for that student to get him to be successful. Find out his weaknesses, find out his strengths.
Yes.
Work on the weaknesses, and solidify the strength.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to adjust for a particular student. And sometimes you have to adjust multiple times for the same student in order for him to gain success. But I say let us not settle. Let us go for the maximum that is available at all times. And let us not be lazy about going about it. And me, let us find the energy and the motivation to do it. And go hard, because that's how we keep KC on top. I mean, I remember one thing that the guidance counselor said to me several years ago that I've lived with. She said there's no place for second best. That's what Mrs. Samuel said to me. In other words, she was telling me you have to strive to be the best. You might not attain it, but that's what you have to strive for, because nobody will remember second best. So you have to always strive to be the best. You get me? There's no place for second best. And that's why I say, let us not settle. Let us just continue striving at all times to get the best out of a student, get the best for Kingston College. And we could do everything possible to keep this institution on top. Because this institution is a blessing to many, 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 just like me. You get me? Many, many just like me. And I'll continue to do everything I can in the interest of the upliftment and the betterment of Kingston College, because I could never be anywhere near where I am. I could never be who I am today if it was not for that institution. Yeah, that is it.
Wow.
Fortis, Cadaris, Celery, none protest. The brave may fall, but never ever yield.
Woo!
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting chills, Mr. Shaw. I'm getting chills. The two most important things in my life did not choose me. We can wrap up this podcast simply with that. The two important things in my life.
No, I did not choose them. They chose me. They chose me.
They choose. Yeah, I did not choose them. And the reason I say it that way is I'm actually repeating your words verbatim. And that was going to Kingston College and maths.
Yeah, man.
Since 1983 for 7 years. No absent. What a story. What a journey. And I'm glad you wrap it up with the second one from Miss Samuels, because I know there was someone there, In fourth form, your life was changed with the words, I'm going to do everything I can to help you. And further on, there's no place for second best. Words. Raffic, sir, we cannot thank you enough on behalf of the 1925 and Beyond podcast for your visit, for your story, for your time, for your effort, for your energy, for everything you do for Kingston College. We say thank you. But we can tell the spirit is already connected, because you wrap up the podcast with the greatest institution, with the greatest motto, that come out of the greatest institution that we try to do.
Yes.
But we have to do it again.
Yes.
I know you know it because you just said it. So just for the audience, one more time. Here we go.
Man. Yeah,
Fortis.
Celery.
None protest.
The brave fall,
but
never yield.
Never yield.
Sir, thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. God bless you, and see you on the next 1925 and Beyond podcast. Fortis then, Fortis now, Fortis forever.
Yeah, man. See you, sir.